just wanted to make a quick video while all my kids are still asleep so I don't have any interruptions. It's Sunday morning, right before the first day of school tomorrow for my kids. And I have to say that people really need to stop getting involved in other people's lives in the wrong way. They need to be there for people in the right way. When I went to donate the sculptures that I donated, one to St. Matthew's Cathedral and one to Gulf Bank and Airline and one to Lakewood, I did it so that I could get my foot through the door for college, not to sit there and be demonized for leaving an abusive man, because after a certain age they don't change. My kids are acting out from all the stuff that they had to go through and live through. My son throws fits all the time, and this week he threw something at my face. See, he busted a blood vessel in my vein, in my eyeball. And this is why I want to leave Texas, because Texas is known for religious psychopathy at this point, because what else can you explain it? Like, it's not normal. Like, it's Waco level crazy, and if you're from Texas, you know what I mean by Waco level crazy. You cannot spiritualize abuse. Abusers do not change with age. They don't get better. And nobody in my family was physically abusive for me to like. People like this, they're really good at hiding who they really are. And I don't want my boy, because you don't get to tell a woman, oh, he's better, he's changed, you need to work it out for the kids. That's crap. Because for the kids, they're all boys. I'm breaking the cycle. I'm not going to teach my boys that it's okay to be abusive towards women. And that's the biggest factor of why I want to leave Texas so bad, because people that are not all there are always trying to spiritualize abuse. You're not supposed to be blaming the victim. You're supposed to be protecting women and children from abusive people, and you're doing exactly the opposite. It's this whole thing that they've been doing with stealing my pictures. I don't know where they're at. I don't know who's using them and for what. I don't know if there's fake Facebook profiles. I only have one social media, and that's Instagram. That's it. And I don't know who's out there. I have a suspicion that there's someone in my family doing it, but I can't be for sure. And so instead of throwing out accusations, I'm just real honest. I have not remarried. I never got married by the church, so the church doesn't need to have an opinion about, really, other than my artwork. They really shouldn't have an opinion about anything, because it was more for me to be able to get my foot through the door for college opportunities. But what makes me more angry is this. My first application back in 2020, I have 1 year of college under my belt that I paid for. Nobody paid for it for me. I did. I would have graduated by now. And Texas has been wasting my time that I will never get back. I'll never get 24 years of my life back wasted here in Texas. And it is wasted because other than having my children, there's really nothing that I can sit there and say was good enough for me to want to stay, because people want you to stay stuck in a place that you've outgrown. And Texas is really a big state, and I've outgrown it, because they're not offering women anything other than trying to tell them what to do with their lives when they don't even know how to live their own lives, And so it's one of those things that I feel like if you're a religious leader, you have a place of responsibility to put other people before yourself. So I think that the hypocrisy just really needs to, like, y'all need to bring it down some. That's why people leave Texas, because of the hypocrisy, because y'all want to blame the victim instead of holding abusers responsible. And it's too late. It's too little too late. Like, don't sit there and act like, how much do you have to verify? TSU sent me like verification emails and stuff, and I still couldn't get a hold of anybody over there. So it's like, I did the same thing at U of H. UT couldn't tell me nothing. So it's like, why are you holding me hostage in a state that doesn't want me to be successful? They hate me here. Literally, how else would you define it? If you want a woman to rather be miserable because she doesn't want to take an abusive man's crap anymore, and you think that that's somehow spiritually, like, religiously correct, like, how? Why would I want to teach my sons that it's okay to be abusive and a drug addict and an alcoholic, and bare minimum is more than enough to be happy with, when they can and deserve so much more? And so do I. I'm gonna tell this. I'm gonna wait to post this because I'm really angry and irate, and no women do not deserve to be disrespected so freely the way they are in the state of Texas, because it's like, people don't care. They can say and do whatever they want to you, and Texas is just like, oh, well, just get over it. Find you a new man and get over it. Like, as if having a man is somehow a prize. It's not. It's not. This generation of men is an absolute embarrassment, and that comes from a person that I had a decent dad. I had a really good dad, actually. My dad wasn't the perfect dad, and the perfect husband, definitely not. But I had a good dad, and I don't understand why the bar is so low with everyone. All the males. I mean, all they do is start wars, fight, try to one-up each other. It's not. The state of malehood is broken. And the only way I can fix it in my own family is that I'm not going to let my boys see mediocrity and be surrounded by it constantly and think that that's okay, because it's not. And they deserve better. They are better, and they're not gonna be like the people that we're surrounded by. Like, they deserve better. My dad's not he never had a drug problem. He never was into drinking. He was a decent man. He took us to church. I had a great childhood. So I don't respond well to mediocrity. I don't respond to people who are just regular, that just think that being, I don't know. I'm an artist, so I'm not gonna be impressed easily. My IQ is 143. Last time I checked, it's probably higher now. But I'm not going to be impressed easily by someone average, because I'm not average. And so it's not going to be easy for me to find. I've made my peace with the fact that I may never remarry. I really hope that most people do that too, because if I'm working, I'm happy. If I'm providing for my kids, I'm happy. But I'm not being allowed to do any of that in this state. And that's why I want to leave so bad. That's why we left 3 times. And people have to move on with their lives and live their adult lives the way they choose to. And other people need to just support it or get out of the way. Simple as that. An adult grown man that chose to walk away from his own children is not my responsibility. And my divorce was finalized in 2015. So whoever's downtown trying to think that they're going to sit there and fix a lost cause, who has been a lost cause their entire adult life, you're not fixing anything. That's who they are. You need to just put away your religious beliefs and put on the thinking cap and use logic. Because just like going to church isn't gonna fix you as a person completely, you still have to go to therapy. You still have to do your part and not, break bad habits and stuff. If you cut yourself and you don't make sure that doesn't get infected, and you don't go get stitches if you need them and get it disinfected, you can end up in a worse situation. So let's use our logic and stop demonizing women that are trying to do better for themselves and helping abusers continue to abuse any way they can. Because emotional abuse is also being manipulative and trying to guilt trip a parent, a healthy parent that's trying to do something better with their lives and move on. And you guys need to cut it out, because my kids deserve better than the sperm donor that they got dealt. And I did too, and I just didn't know any better at the time. So I shouldn't be held prisoner because I married the wrong man a long time ago. And I divorced him. So I don't want to hear none of this nonsense about forgiveness. Some people just don't deserve it. Even God has his limits, and there's things that he doesn't forgive either. So don't go there with me, because I'll just go and decipher another biblical text and ridicule you again and put you on the spot. So, and I don't want to have to do that. I'm a nice person. Please don't force me to be mean.